Howdy folks, and welcome back. Last we left Constantine, she had just become the Archmage of the College of Winterhold. Now, she was originally against this idea in the beginning, and then she got to thinking and realized Phineas is not going to like this. He's not going to like this one bit. Feralda's also probably going to be a little annoyed. She likes that. She's going to lord that over them in case they decide to get a little snippy with her. Enough of the fun, though. While she probably should stay here and, figure out exactly what her role is, she doesn't have the time or decency to care. Something else has been really gnawing at her. Though before she can keep thinking to herself, the sounds of battle ring in her ear, and she jumps down to help. And it's just the teachers and apprentices all firing magic like crazy. Someone must have messed up a berserk spell. Again. With that insanity out of the way, she leaves to pay her respects at the graves of Mirabelle and Savos. Though her opinion of the man is complicated, she continues to at least pay her respects. She then starts to think, once again, that the vision from the weird wall in Labyrinthia is still very fresh in her memory. What the vision was is anybody's guess, but she recognized the courtyard and the tower. They were incredibly similar to Helgen. Now, she's felt a pull towards Helgen for a while now, and it's really time for her to put that to rest before she continues her search for the Dark Brotherhood. She remembers finding in the teacher's quarters these orbs that she assumed would let her travel instantly to any of the major cities. She had tried to use them before, but they were inert, most likely due to her still being a student. She assumes now, though, that it should work for her. Seeing as how Falkreath is the closest to Helgen, that would be as good a place to start as any. It worked! There is even a sigil space on the floor that would allow her to get back to the college. Very useful for quick travel between holds. Now she just has to figure out a way to make it transportable. As with all things, though, she got sidetracked. Falkreath is one of her home bases, and her house hasn't actually fully finished being built. Seeing the lumber mill reminded her that she should probably continue working on that house. So she orders quite a bit of lumber from the mill and has it shipped to her build site so that she could actually continue. And so with the wood delivered and her needs finally taken care of, she heads towards her house's build site. She'll get to Helgen, but let's be real. If the visions were in the past, all she's going to find of Helgen is a smoldering wreck, and what else is she supposed to do at that point? If it's in the future, well, it hasn't happened yet, clearly, so she's not too worried about it yet. And so she got to work. It wasn't the easiest thing in the world. She had to do a lot of back and forth between mining stone, mining clay, making a absurd amount of nails, realizing that she then, in the end, ran out of iron, so she needs to keep an eye out for that. But she was able to finish a good amount of the exterior, though the interior is incredibly sparse. With the majority of the outside complete, the last thing she really needs to do is secure her homestead. She took note of a small hut close by, and while she hasn't actually seen anyone come and go, she has noted there's been a few more bandits on the trail between here and Falkreath. It might be worth just checking out, seeing how the neighbors are, giving it a look. So after dropping off a bunch of stuff in the chest, she leaves the house to go check out the small hut. Now, admittedly, she's not sure what to expect, but she's going in assuming the inhabitants will probably be less than friendly. And if they're just off the beaten path citizens, then she'll apologize. Or kill them. Honestly, whichever is easier at the time. Entering the house, and it looks normal. Nothing to signify anything malicious. Until she hears a voice below her. Seems this place does have a host. Though it's not gonna stop her from robbing the place blind. Heading downstairs, the orc's back is turned to her, and she shoots first on instinct, not questioning if it were a civilian or not. Getting a better look at him, he's dressed and armed like a bandit, so good on her. She killed a bad guy and didn't just end the life of some random orc. It's a good start. It also seems that there is more to this place than just one bandit. She looks and loots until she comes across a small button that opens a secret entrance. Things are getting interesting for her. Where there's a secret, there is treasure. As she makes her way through the tunnel, more voices are heard up ahead. Well, no time like the present. These bandits are about to meet their gods. Slowly but surely, they all start to fall to her arrows. Her choice to switch to only ethereal ones was the smartest thing she thought of. No more dealing with physical arrows and trying to figure out which ones do which. In time, though, she may go back, but for now, these work perfectly. She loot and scoots her way through until she comes across a death pit. Now, these were either the original owners or just poor individuals who were just caught by the bandits. Needless to say, they won't need their coin purse. Continuing through what is truly a very frustrating hideout, she finally finds more bandits who aren't riddled with arrows. She decides now's a good time to fix that. Okay, so her offensive spell work still needs a little help. She can hit most things with a bow, but when it comes to a moving target and an ice spike, practice is still needed. Some more dead bandits. That's her good deed for the day. And now time to loot the dead. The rest of the hideout was sparse until she comes across a large door and what appears to be a guard. Good. Guards and doors usually signify loot and treasure. She was right. These were absolutely guards. It seems this hideout might have more to offer, and hopefully the leader is somewhere here. As Constantine creeps into the next room, she overhears several bandits talking about some punishment the leader must have dished out to one of the men. Not that she really cares, she's going to kill them as quickly and efficiently as possible. The poison must have addled this one's mind. Ulf is actively barking in her face, and he seemed incapable of seeing her. This is yet another reason to vet your help, make sure they actually know what they're doing. As well, she's kind of surprised they remember to breathe. Realizing her aim appears to be quite poor with the ice spike, she decides to switch to something a little less complicated. To Constantine's surprise, the base, up until this point, just wasn't very populated. In fact, she had only seen one or two other bandits up until this point. Maybe they were all out doing something else? That notion was quickly resolved as she noticed a few bandits on the other side of the wall. It seemed like this was more just not a very large outfit. Well, it was time for Constantine to get to work ridding the world of a few more useless bandits. Not the easiest fight she was ever a part of, but the fireball absolutely came in handy. Searching over the bodies, though, the boss doesn't actually seem to be amongst them. Constantine readjusts her armor, rolls her eyes, and gets ready to find the big bad boss lady. The boss wasn't even that far. She was in the literal next room. Either she's deaf or simply chose not to listen to all her men being sent to the gods. In either case, Constantine wasn't going to complain, as now she was going to be able to take on a nice one-on-one.
I'll never get tired of killing these bastards.
Weak.
It's yours. I submit.
And with that final slash of her blade, those nasty Pine Watch bandits are officially taken care of. She was, once again, protecting the roads, but more importantly, she protected her property. Mind you, they never actually did anything to her place. Yet. There wasn't anything spectacular loot-wise, but there were a few things she was able to take off so that she can send them to Aryan. She did find the treasure room key, so now all she really needed to do was find the treasure room. Finding the door that the key went to, that was the easy part. Actually getting to the room that held the treasure, that was going to require a little dexterity. These traps proved no real threat, as she was simply able to jump over the activation sigil. She admired the amount of traps placed, but they were all based on the same concept. It would have been much more efficient if they were, tripwires or magic-based to really change things up for any would-be intruder. She found the treasure room, and, well, it's got a lot of treasure. The most interesting item is the silver candlestick mold. She thinks that this might potentially be useful for later. She wonders if she can learn how to actually use it and then make lots of coins selling off silver candlesticks. Having finished looting the treasure room, it was now time for two things to happen. The first was to go and drop off any loot at either her house or in the museum crate. Second was to finally make her way to Helgen. She has gone on too many side adventures. She really just needs to go to Helgen and figure this whole weird vision thing out. With everything finally put away, it was time to make her way to Helgen. Best case is nothing's happened and she's just having weird visions. Worst case, she'd rather not think about what the worst case could be. As she wanders through the woods, she's warned of an impending threat. It appears that some bandits have set up a camp near the path. Well, she's already taken out one bandit hold. What's a few more? She doesn't really think as she charges in and starts smacking the bandits around like they're children. That is, until she gets bit from behind, and in her frenzy, she makes no distinction between Ulf and the other dog. She pauses for a moment, hoping against hope that she didn't do what she thought she just did. And to her relief, no, Ulf was still alive. There was to be no remorse, no mercy to be shown to these bandits. They used a dog that looked a lot like Ulf against her. They made her think she had killed him. Their deaths brought her much pleasure. While she didn't want to, she did need to put the pups down, as otherwise they would have just followed her, nipping at her heels the whole time. She was able to find some building materials that would help her out with the house, but overall, there wasn't much loot of value, so she grabbed what she could and moved on. As she arrives closer to Helgen, she can feel her heart beating, hoping what she's about to see isn't the charred ruins of a city, and there isn't. There's no fire, there's nothing. Everything looks fine. She walks around the town for a bit just to make sure there wasn't any illusion magic at play. She was happy to note that there really wasn't any hint of magic anywhere. Helgen was safe. With a sigh of relief, she decided, just to be sure, she was going to stay a couple of days. Having entered the tavern and purchased a room, she decided to spend a majority of her time here studying her deep storage spellbook. Honestly, the sooner that she could have unlimited storage, the better. Ulf was wonderful, but even he could only hold so much. Thanks to her understanding of alteration magic, she assumed it would take around half a day to finish and understand it. Turns out, she was able to complete it in just under 8 hours. Tired and hungry, but excited that she had finished the book, she got up and decided to try the spell out. To her joy, not only did the spell work, it worked flawlessly. Honestly, if she was less tired, she would have started using it, putting stuff into her now infinite storage. But her time in the room was also running out, and she really needed to rent it again so that she could fall asleep. Groggy from sleep, she could hear something happening in the next room. It had something to do with General Tullius and prisoners. She didn't know. She was just going to go quickly check it out. It was late. What the heck is going on? What is so important that it needs to be done now, and it absolutely positively could not wait till the morning? That's when she hears a guard call out to General Tullius. Seems the kid was right. And something about a headsman? No, that's not possible. She laughs to herself. The vision she saw was from a prisoner's perspective, almost getting her head chopped off, not one where she's just on the porch. She watches as the carriage pass by with the prisoners. Seems it's going to be an execution for Stormcloaks. She hadn't really been paying too much attention to the conflict. I mean, as a mercenary, she knew she was probably going to make some money at some point during the conflict, but at this point she hadn't been hired for anything, and she wasn't looking for it. But she got the general gist of the situation through what she had heard in taverns. The thing is, with the general here, it seems like something important was happening. And important it was. They captured Ulfric Stormcloak, the leader of the rebellion. Oh, this wasn't your standard execution. She was admittedly a little excited. She was about to witness the end of a civil war. She'd never seen one end. This was probably going to be interesting. Looked like a prisoner also tried to escape. Good shot. Clean. Dead before he hit the ground. Well done. It seems there's an issue with one of the prisoners. Apparently they weren't listed. How the Empire doesn't know one of their prisoners kind of feels questionable, but it seems the captain doesn't care and they're gonna get killed anyways. Maybe there's a little Khajiit bias in that, but she's not going to stop this for any reason.
Well, looks like I gotta go. Such a shame I couldn't stay around to watch Ulfric get executed.
Ulfric Stormcloak. Some here in
The list is done. Everyone's lined up. Time to see the end of a civil war.
You started this war, plunged Skyrim into chaos.
Blah, blah, blah. Tullius taking a glory lap on Ulfric. Blah, blah, blah. She shouts, "Let's see some bloodshed!" But she's paid no mind.
Nothing. Carry on.
Yes, General
Give them their last rites. As we commend your souls to Aetherius, blessings of the 8 divines upon you.
For the love of Talos, shut up.
She kind of respects that prisoner for just walking up to the block. Though she does question why they didn't just kill Ulfric first. The war would have been over with his head in the basket.
My ancestors are smiling at me, Imperials. Can you say the same?
Constantine admires the headsman as he, in one stroke, cleaves the entire head off the body. Very impressive.
As fearless in death as he was in life.
Next, the cat.
Kill Ulfric. Also,
There it is again.
what was that noise?
I said, next prisoner.
To the block, prisoner. Nice and easy. What in oblivion is that?
No. That's not real. That dragon's a vision. That's nope. That's illusion magic. It's all still illusion. And with that, Constantine blacks out. She awakens to screams, fireballs, and what a reasonable person would consider to be oblivion. But she's not dead, as she can feel all the pain throughout her body having been flung from the porch. One of the Stormcloak rebels was there shouting at her to get up and book it.
Legends be true.
And she runs straight into Ulfric. She had the thought of stabbing him and just ending the war right there and then. But there's also no war profit for a mercenary in a peaceful country. Startled backwards, the dragon is exactly the same one from her vision. And the pain, well, this is no illusion. Jumping from the tower and seeing the absolute destruction that is Helgen, her visions were one of the future. Now, whether she's supposed to do anything about it, she's not sure, and honestly, it's irrelevant for her. Also, she wasn't paid to protect these people, so she's just going to escape with her life. One of the Imperial guards, Hadvar apparently, started shouting at her to get moving, so for the time being, she's gonna follow him.
Quickly, follow me.
Hadvar appeared confused, so she just took matters into her own hand and booked it through a burning building. The absolute destruction this dragon is causing is... it's bad. It's really, really bad.
Out of my way. We're escaping. You're not stopping us this time.
The rebel and the guard run into each other. Clearly, there is recognition there, but she couldn't give less of a damn. Things were burning down around her, and so she just picked a door and ran in. By happenstance, it seemed Hadvar chose to go with her.
We should keep moving. Take a look around. There should be plenty of to choose from.
Hadvar, did you get hit in the head? Constantine looks at him weirdly, telling her to look for equipment. She clearly has equipment. The ebony sword and elven armor should have been a pretty much a dead giveaway.
Look around.
But she placates him and grabs a sword or whatnot. Not so much because she was trying to be nice, it was more so she just wanted him to stop talking. The two then find themselves at a doorway with rebels on the other side. Constantine's not part of this fight, so she just assumes she could just sort of go up and talk to them.
Maybe we can reason with them. Hold up now, huh?
And then they pull their blades. So, no, there will be no talking.
Let me see if I can.
They
get
must
the
have
door
been really out of it, because Constantine walked right up to them and tried to speak, and they just ignored her. But the moment Hadvar walked in, it was all swords out, time to kill you. So she, you know, killed them back. They then find themselves in a storeroom where there are other Stormcloaks clearly trying to rob the supplies. She did not give them a chance to see her first.
An old storeroom. See if
She
we can
laughs
find some
at just how weak these rebels are. Either she's become incredibly strong, or they are incredibly weak. It's probably the latter, though she does like to feel quite strong when she's just beating them over the head with her sword.
Done then? This way. The torture room.
Ah, the torture room. She has mixed feelings about the concept of torture. On one hand, it's incredibly cathartic to slowly burn your enemy away. On the other, it's really messy and doesn't actually work that well for interrogations. Having killed the rebels in the room, the head torturer appears quite arrogant about the whole dragon and refuses to leave. Helgen is under fire with Stormcloaks actively attacking. Nobody would really notice if there was just another body with fatal sword cuts.
Although, come to think of it, I did hear some odd noises coming from over there.
Come with us. We need to get out of here.
You have no authority over me, boy.
And see, that's the problem. It's that arrogance. It's, you have no authority over me, boy.
Something in this cage.
She
Don't
just...
bother with that.
He wasn't talking to her, but
Poor fellows.
he could have been. You never know.
See if we can get it open with some picks. We'll need everything we can get.
She won't. She knows how to lockpick.
Things, please.
But yet, you know,
Let's go.
it'd just be another body. As she thought, just another body. And Hadvar didn't seem to care. And if he did, he was smart enough to keep his mouth shut, as Constantine would have probably killed him on the spot as well. The keep seems to just keep on going as the pair then walk into a sewer-like location where there are yet more Stormcloaks meandering about. Well, it's admittedly hard for them to meander when they're on fire. The moment she sees the oil, a smile creeps onto her face. Truly, what is more beautiful if not a bunch of oil on fire cooking some Stormcloaks? Not that she actually has anything against them, they just happen to be trying to kill her right now. After passing through a spider's den of unremarkable proportions, Constantine once again needs to ask if Hadvar got hit in the head. They came upon a bear, and Hadvar, in his delusion, gave Constantine a longbow to snipe it, not realizing or not caring about the ebony bow on her back. She instead decides to not listen to him and uses a double firebolt to blow the bear away.
Take it by surprise. Go ahead.
And just to add a little insult to injury, she drops the bow, because why does she need it?
Watch your back. The snaking type.
No, Hadvar, she isn't. And if you make another stupid comment like that, she's going to skewer you with her sword. She did think about char roasting him on the spot, but he had been useful up until this point, and it was just another body. Who knows, maybe Hadvar can help later on. Before she has a chance to change her mind, the exit is spotted, and they are finally able to leave Helgen for good.
Wait.
The dragon makes one final pass before disappearing over the mountain. Hadvar then invites her to Riverwood to meet his uncle, and he thanks her for helping him out of the situation.
Good this time.
She's
But I don't think we should
honestly
stick
still
around to see if
so
he comes
confused
back.
about the whole event that she
Closest
chooses
town
to
from here
actually
is
take
Riverwood.
Hadvar up on the
My uncle's a
offer.
blacksmith there. I'm
Mostly
sure he'd help you out.
to see if maybe
It's
this
probably
uncle
best
can
if we
point her
split
in
Good
some
luck.
direction,
I wouldn't
because
have
right
made it
now,
without your help
she's
there.
directionless. Directionless, yes, but she also still has a bunch of adrenaline pumping through her, and she sees smoke over the horizon over the hill. So it's most likely a bandit camp. Could potentially be hunters, but she's gonna assume bandits and pay the bounty later if otherwise. Based on what she can see, they definitely look more bandit than hunter. And so she lets loose, practicing her single-handed combat on these bandits. Well, for her it's practice, for them they're dying. Her archery has become impeccable, but she does still need one-handed practice, and at some point she will have to start using a two-handed weapon so she can become the ultimate warrior. That was a tricky little bandit. You thought you could get past Constantine by playing dead. No, no, no. She makes sure everyone dies. The last bandit was a little bit more slippery than she would have liked, but she does appreciate that Hadvar decided to come on over and help out. Though, she didn't really do much. She still killed all three of them. The rest of the trek to Riverwood was incredibly uneventful. Now, Hadvar did make a stupid comment about the Guardian Stones when they passed by, but Constantine chose to ignore it.
Things look quiet
Not
enough here.
really worth her
Come on,
time.
there's my uncle.
She's so hungry. That chicken, it looks so good. But no, she's not going to go kill someone else's livestock. As much as she really wanted that chicken.
What are you doing here? Are you on leave from shores, bones? What happened to you, boy? Are you in some
Uncle,
kind of
please,
trouble?
keep your voice down. I'm fine, but we should go inside to talk.
What's going on? And who's this?
She's a friend. Saved
Who's
my life.
this? Hasn't she passed
Come on,
through
I'll explain
Riverwood
everything,
already?
but we need to go
What are you
inside.
talking about? Who's this? Unless he's
Okay,
playing a
okay,
part.
Come inside then.
Or she hasn't
We'll
actually
get
been
to
through
something
Riverwood
we-
before and she's
Tell me
having a
more.
small little hallucination there.
Sigrid, we have company.
Hadvar, we've been
Inside
so
the
worried
uncle's
about
house,
you.
Hadvar is
Oh,
now
you two must
able
be
to talk
hungry.
a bit
Sit
more
down and I'll get you
freely
something to
about
eat.
what just happened. And
What's
they
the
don't
big
really
mystery?
believe him.
What are you
At
doing
first.
here looking like you lost an argument with a cave bear?
I don't
Oh,
know
speaking
where
of a
to
cave... Oh,
start.
no.
You know, I was
Okay, sorry.
assigned to
We're
General Tullius' skull.
moving on.
We were stopped in Helgen when we were attacked by a dragon.
A dragon? That's ridiculous. You aren't drunk, are you, boy?
Husband, let him tell his story.
Not much more to tell. This dragon flew over and just wrecked the whole place. Mass confusion. I don't know if anyone else got out alive. I doubt I'd made it out myself if not for my friend here. I need to get back to Solitude and let them know what's happened. I thought you could help us
So
out.
at first he didn't believe him,
Supplies, a place
and
to
now he believes
Of
so.
course. Any friend of Hagar's
All right,
is a
well,
friend of
if it
mine.
helps Constantine out,
Glad to help
whatever.
wherever I can. Like I said, I'm glad to help in any way I can. But I need your help. We need your help.
On the bright side, he was more than willing to hand over supplies to Constantine, some of which she would then take.
The Jarl needs to know
That's
there's a
when
dragon on
the
loose.
string to said supplies
Riverwood
is pulled.
defenseless.
They need help.
We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever soldiers he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt.
She's not really in the business of doing favors without pay, but Hadvar, to a small extent, did help her out of Helgen, so it seems like a fair way to pay back that debt. Plus, getting into the good graces of another Jarl is not a bad idea. She then heads for the inn, because she is starving, exhausted, and just really needs to lay
got
down
rooms
for
and
a
food.
very,
Drink,
very,
too.
very
Of
long
course.
time. And with that, this is where we're going to leave Constantine for now. Tired,
visitor,
hungry,
then.
bruised, and
Yours
utterly
very
confused as to why her vision became truth. Thank you all for your patience and appreciation towards this series. I cannot thank you enough. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, as it always helps the channel out. And I will see you in the next one. Peace!